1 minute to the start of our first heat of match racing here on Saturday at the Home Street Bank Cup at Seafair. Up the backstretch, Jamie Nielsen driving the 11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, behind him, and to his right, he will stay on the outside.
He will be on the outside in that Boitano Homes boat, but he's going to come with a full head of steam at that start finish, I guarantee you.
Top end of the race course. Again, the idea, put your boat on the line, full song, with a lot of clean water, and right when the clock strikes 0. Top end of the race course, coming up on 20 seconds until our start. This is where the timing marks are really critical. How long does it take you to get from the exit pin to the start finish line? Nielsen is at that exit pin right now. Kelly's coming on the outside. We are inside 10 seconds until our start. We're inside 5. We are 4, 3, 2 seconds, 1 mark. And we are racing here in our first heat of match racing at the Home Street Bank Cup at Seafair. And it's Nielsen with a good start, Corey. He's down there with about a 2-boat length lead.
He has rolling that boat down to that first turn. It's a good start. They got Mike on the outside. Jamie's out front right now. I can see Mike in the rooster tail, but Jamie is leading this race right now.
And it's only a 2-lap shootout, and it is the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse and Jamie Nielsen on the outside. But you could see J. Michael Kelly coming on the outside. I think we can see him a little bit on the angle now. When they get to the exit pin, they're going to be dead even, and there is Mike with him. Perfect racing here to begin our racing action on the Ted Jones race course. They're going to come down to put the first lap into the book, and it looks like Kelly may have gotten around Nielsen, but Nielsen, Corey, he's got that all-important inside lane.
He's going to make up some ground on that inside lane for sure. J. Michael is flying that boat like you wouldn't believe. He's coming in, about to make his turn at the entrance with Jamie on the inside, but Jamie's not going away, and Jamie will not go away. So let's see what happens when he comes out of this turn. There's Jamie in the lead. There's Mike coming around the corner. So it's going to be a great next lap.
Deck-to-deck racing here to open our show with the H1 Unlimiteds on the water in the match race. This is the final lap. Remember, these are 2-lap shootouts, so they're going to come down and pick up the checkered flag. Kelly now has opened up about 3 or 4 boat lengths at the top end of the race course, but to Corey Peabody's point, Jamie Nielsen is not going to go away. He's going to stay tight to the buoy row and charge to the start-finish line, but it looks like J. Michael Kelly will have enough to hold him off. Kelly driving the Boitano Homes is going to be our first victor in our match racing today. The old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, the U11, and Jamie Nielsen will come home in second place. Corey, that was awesome.
That was a great first heat. I'm telling you, I bet you anything I can go down there and talk to Mike, and he's going to say he was stressed out beyond belief. Those 2 laps are hard. They're scary. You want the win, but you just want to get that win for your team, but there's not a lot of time to make up. So that was a great heat.
Now, the match race format. We start talking about it a little bit. So J. Michael Kelly moves on. He moves on to the next round. But Jamie Nielsen is not out of this yet. He gets one more chance in a last chance heat to make it into the final. This is what I like about this format. We get some racing on the water, gets the blood pumping a little bit. We've already got boats dumped in the water now for our upcoming heat, so the racing continues. Let's put 2 more out there and do it again. I liked it.
I always see a ton of comments like this. I'm so embarrassed by my smile. I don't open my mouth hardly at all.
So they will go down through the lower end of the race course here and up to the top end. Next time they cross start finish line, we will be racing in our 2-lap shootout format. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 50 seconds. I like where they are, Corey.
Yeah, they're in perfect spot. Jeff's up there. He's going to get he's got a little bit of lead on Jimmy. Jimmy's starting to speed it up a little bit, but they'll get up there to about 125 maybe to the entrance, I'm thinking. Maybe a little bit, maybe 120. We'll see, but they're going to come off that entrance, and then they're going to, let's see where we're at, 125. Yeah, 25. They're going to hit that exit, and they're going to be on the throttle.
Coming up on 20 seconds to the start. You heard Corey say he likes where they are. The idea, put your boat on the start-finish line when the clock strikes 0 and have a boatload of boat speed. It's Bernard in 1. It's Shane in 2. We're inside 10 seconds. Want to hit the line at full song inside 5 seconds. We're 3, 2 seconds, 1 mark. and we are racing here in Heat 2 of our shootout. And Corey Peabody, they come down to the lower corner. They're dead even at the entrance pin.
It's been a good start. So Jeff Bernard in lane 1 comes into the turn and comes out of turn 1 in first place. Jeff's going to dump that wing and keep that boat floating. But you can see Jimmy on the outside there. You see that powder blue coming at him.
Look at the acceleration of the powder blue home street. Jimmy Shane showing a lot of speed up the backstretch, but he's now not walking away at the top end speed at the top end of the race course. Remember, we only go around twice, and Jeff is right with him. He's about a boat length and a half back. Shane leaving him plenty of room, driving him clean. They come off the top end of the race course. Home Street Bank on the outside. Goodman Real Estate on the inside. They complete lap number 1. There's only one more to go, Corey.
One more to go. Jeff better get, because he needs to go. Jimmy is rolling down that front stretch going into turn 1. We'll see how it comes out of this corner. We can't see with the rooster tail and all the water flying, but Jeff Bernard is still out front right now, so Jimmy's got to make up some ground coming up this backstretch.
And this is the importance of that inside lane we've been talking about. You see the blue air scoop of the home street from our angle here. He's moving out a little bit on Jeff, but it's close. That inside lane is so important and so valuable. Jeff is right with him, just as he was the previous lap. He's about 2, maybe 3 boat lengths back. Now it's going to be pure acceleration off the top end of the court. Bernard paints the buoy in the goal in the Goodman Real Estate, but I think he's going to give it up to Jimmy Shane in the home street. But this one is close, but the victory will go to the U1, the home street. Jimmy Shane, just too much speed, but Corey Peabody, another outstanding 2-boat, 2-lap duel in our shootout.
That was a great race for the Miss Madison team. Both boats did it. They hung it out there. They gave a great show for the fans. And what a run by Jeff Bernard. Very impressed. And hopefully he can keep that going and get that win in the match final.
J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Homes, U9, lane 1, lane 2, U40, Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwalk, coming up on 1:10 until our start. Three, two, 1. Mark, 1 minute. 1 minute. White flag goes up on the race course. Now it's a matter of where do they want to be at the entrance pin this time around and exit pin, and then I know where they want to be when the clock strikes 0.
Yeah, the nice thing about the non-80 mile an hour rule right now is they can slow down as much as they want. It doesn't matter, but you know, if some of these things happen in the 80 mile an hour rule, you threw yourself out of the race before it started. But now they can slow down and they can get up here, and they'll start putting their foot into it here pretty soon, because they should have been at the, if they were 80 mile an hour, they would have been at that entrance right there at 30 seconds, and they're there at 20. So you're actually going to get to see a pretty decent start, I believe, when they pop off this exit buoy.
It is time to go. It's Heat 3 of the Showdown format. Boitano Homes and J. Michael Kelly, Beacon Plumbing, and Dave Villwalk. Inside 10 seconds to the start. We are 3 seconds, 2, 1. Mark, it looks like Dave Villwalk's going to get the jump in the U40. Beacon Plumbing getting across the start-finish line first. Got a mighty nice-looking boat ride, but Kelly's right with him on the inside. Back about 3 boat lengths, Corey.
It's a good start. It's a legal start, and Dave Villwalk on the outside there showed J. Michael Kelly just what kind of speed he has. He's rolling up that backstretch with Mike on his inside, but man, Dave Villwalk is just flying that boat.
He is flying a boat. He's got about a 3 boat length lead at the 3/4 mark of the backstretch in front of all those boats on the logboom. But you see the importance of that inside lane. Look at Kelly, hang right with him. He's back about 2 boat lengths. That is all. Villwalk driving him clean, leaving him plenty of room on the inside lane. Now they're going to put down with the first one in the book. They get the white flag. There's only 1 more to go. But Dave Villwalk is really rolling, Corey.
Dave is showing what he can do, a 67-win racer right there. So he's on that outside, not letting anything stop him from beating J. Michael Kelly. But Mike with the inside lane is now, I believe he's out front of Dave right now, but now you see the orange coming from the outside, and Dave's putting his foot into it. But Mike has a lot of speed from half track to the entrance, so we'll see what happens on this backstretch right here.
Yeah, top end speed looks to be really strong in the U9 to Boitano Homes. J. Michael Kelly trying to run down Dave Villwalk. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it at the top end. He is pulled up dead even. it. They're going to get to the exit pit. Actually, Kelly's going to get there first by about a half a boat length. Going to be acceleration to the finish line. So far, we have seen that Billwalk has had it, and I think he might, but man, they are close. It is too close to call. I'm not sure if I have to bet, Corey. I think the Beacon Plumbing and Dave Billwalk was the victor, and he was.
That was a heck of a race.
Holy cow, sorry to jump on it. I'm excited about
Jump
that.
away. Jump away.
Wow.
That was a great heat. That was well driven by both drivers.
What a corner at the top end of the race course by JMK. You mentioned it going up the backstretch that he had great top end speed. He was able to carry that speed into the corner, pull up alongside, and he actually at one point I think had a slight lead over Dave, but it was that darned acceleration out of that 40 that got him to the finish line just ahead of Mike. That was good.
That was a great heat. Way to go, guys.
Yes.
Factor provides balanced eating made simple.
They provide a new menu every week with delicious, nutritious meals.
It's so convenient, it's just delivered right to your door.
The meals can be heated in the oven or microwave.
Jamie's got to come rolling all the way down. We'll see what Jeff Bernard does behind him. Then J. Michael Kelly coming up behind the pack. Anything you look for here, Corey?
I'm just looking at Jamie and thinking he's got to either right at 80 miles an hour, but he's early in my eyes. Jeff's in a good spot. Mike's in the best spot, if you ask me.
But if they stay in these lanes,
well, you see Jamie, he just went way out, so he's trying to scrub as much speed as he can. So Mike's right on the buoys, and Mike's in the best spot. Even Jeff's going out there, so Mike's looking good.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting up the backstretch. This is that fight for lane piece to the puzzle. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 1 minute, and right now we're down to 50 seconds. 3 boats. We're going to go 2 times around the race course. We're fighting for lanes. First and second place finishers are going to join our field in the winner-take-all final. Up the backstretch now with 39 seconds. Still Jamie out in front of the pack, then Jeff, then Mike. We'll see how they fan out in the lanes when they come down off the top end of the race course.
Jamie was able to do a pretty good job at scrubbing a lot of speed, but he's going to come around that corner, and these guys are going to go blowing by him when at the start because he's pretty early.
But he's going to leave it in lane 1. So Jamie is going to sit in lane number 1, still coming down with 14 seconds. Looks like Jeff's going to run in lane 2. JMK is going to be on the outside. Looking at the watch, we're inside 10 seconds. Here comes the count. Here comes the boat speed. We are 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Mark. And it's going to be Jeff Bernard with the boat speed from lane 2. He's going to roll by Nielsen. So is J. Michael Kelly. The start is under review, Corey. So we got to monitor the radio, but all 3 of them hit the corner together. But Jeff Bernard had a beauty of a start if it was legal.
He was out there. He was up. He was the first one across the line, I believe, but I can't tell from where we are. But Jamie's running a great race there in the lane 1, but Jeff is really pulling away from all these guys.
Yeah, Jeff's pulling away, and you can see J. Michael Kelly on the outside. You can see him through the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. And they have a penalty on the U11. The old Cannery Furniture Warehouse has jumped the gun. The other 2 boats are apparently legal. So it is Jeff Bernard coming down to put 1 in the books. And again, Corey, there's only 1 more to go. This is a 2-lap shootout.
That's right. So right now, these guys are going for it. It's Jamie jumping the gun, and these 2 are automatically in the final. So they need to make sure they watch their lights and keep their run legal so nobody gets kicked out after the gun jump of Jamie.
So this is the final lap, and if we have the information about the U11, so do our 2 drivers out front, Jeff Bernard and J. Michael Kelly. Remember, both of them would advance to the final should they finish in this order. But right now, it is the Goodman Real Estate and Jeff Bernard by about a rooster tail and a half up the backstretch over J. Michael Kelly running on the outside. He's running a bigger race course than everybody else. Knowing Mike, he's going to give this a valiant effort, but I think also at some point he's just got to say, go ahead and go. I'll take the second place in advance. Here comes your apparent winner of our last chance heat. It is Jeff Bernard in the U91 Goodman Real Estate. Nice boat rate, flying it as he comes across start finish. Then it is J. Michael Kelly finishing in second place. Jamie Nielsen will come down and finish in third. We are being told by the officials Jamie does not have to run an extra lap. They're not going to make him take a third lap. So that was the finish right there. The U91 in first place, Goodman Real Estate. Second goes to J. Michael Kelly in the U9. That's the Boitano Homes. And the U11 Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse will come home third. That's on the water. They've still got to go through tech inspection.
There's another part of this, which is the tech truck. So, you know, nothing's official until it's actually official. These, they got to watch their lights, they got to watch their fuel, their N2s, and all that stuff. There's a lot going on in these cockpits of these boats, and it's very stressful when you're trying to run these types of speeds on the rules that we have, and watching the fuel and watching the N2 while you're driving these boats, and also driving around people. It's pretty difficult. Yeah, Dave's cutting the course at 3 minutes 25 seconds. He's going to come in here. He's got to watch out for Jimmy right here. Dave does not have a lane right now until he passes 2 buoys. That's per the rule book. So let's pay attention to that. Right now, where Dave is could be Jimmy's lane until he passes those 2 buoys.
There's one simple vision hack anyone can use to improve vision, so you can say goodbye to your optometrist for good. Did you know that vision impairments have
So Jimmy's going to continue hard down here to the lower corner. Dave will let him go and stay on an inside line. Meanwhile, coming slowly down the front straightaway, your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, driving the U9 Boitano Homes, and cutting the course behind him is Jeff Bernard in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. So looking at the watch here, I got 2:45, Cordy, 2:45 to our start.
See Mike coming down here. He's probably going to try and get to the entrance around 2:30, 2:33. It'll be 2:36. So I think he's going to exit probably about 2:21. Jeff Bernard just cut the course, but I think that puts Jeff a little early on my timing marks. Jeff is a little early. I think Jimmy should cut. Oh, there you go. Jimmy's cutting right now. That puts Jimmy in a good spot as well. Dave will probably cut here.
Here comes Dave. He's going to come all the way down.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So let the drama begin.
Yes.
Still 2 minutes and 5 seconds to our start.
I think Mike's going to get, I think they'll get to, let's see, the entrance up there of 2, about 1:49. Mike will. What does he get? Is that 52, 50? Yeah, he's right there, right about there. So on my timing marks, they're right about where they should be. Jeff's a tick early, but that's okay. If they're cruising around about 85 miles an hour, he has the ability to slow down. But it looks like Mike's jumping into 1 here. He's giving it a squirt.
Here comes Dave, but he's going to come behind everybody. Yeah, right now, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this could be fun. J. Michael Kelly right now is sitting in lane 1. Jeff Bernard is in 2. Jimmy Shane has slotted himself into home street in lane 3 with Dave Villwalk on the outside. Now watch Jimmy. The door is open, and he is going to walk into and claim lane 2. And Jeff Bernard's going to go way wide and deep into the corner as we approach the 1 minute mark in 2-1 mark. 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is a little bit early, but I think he's got enough. I think he's going enough where he can scrub the speed. But Jeff was a little early too. But I don't know if we needed to go that wide. But we're going to find out.
Going to find out real quick. Your lanes right now, and they establish them at the top end of the race course, but nobody's going to make any moves between here and there. J. Michael Kelly and the Boitano Homes is going to be in lane number 1. Lane number 2 is going to go to Jimmy Shane and the Miss Home Street. Lane 3 is going to go to Dave Villwalk and the U40, the Beacon Plumbing, and on the outside is going to be Jeff Bernard in the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. On my watch, we got 24 seconds to go until the start. All 4 boats up at the top end of the race course. Kelly's going to come off the pin first. He may have to hold back just a bit. The others may bring a little bit more boat speed. All 4 of them coming up on 10 seconds until the start. You want to be on the line with a lot of boat speed. Coming up on 5 seconds, we are 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. And we are racing in the final heat of our Showdown Series. Jimmy Shane got a good start, but look at the boat speed from Dave Villwalk and the U40, the Beacon Plumbing on the outside, lane 3. Kelly buried on the inside. We'll see who comes out first. You're going to look at Jimmy Shane off to his left, and on the inside is J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Home. And somewhere out there is the bright orange of the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. It's a good start, a legal start, Corey.
That's good. You see Jimmy Shane really putting the pulse of these guys. He's out there just showing how much power he has. Got J. Michael inside. I can't see Dave, but I'm going to look for his tail. I can see Dave. Him and Mike are about deck to deck with Dave on the outside, but that shows how much speed Dave has. So we're going to come around the corner, and Jimmy's going to just say, I'm going to town, boys, and he is running that boat down this front stretch right now.
Remember, fans, we're going to go 3 times around. Shane with about 3/4 of a rooster tail. Great racing there for second place. Kelly on the inside. Philwalk on the outside is Philwalk by about a boat length and a half over Kelly on the inside, but Philwalk's driving that bigger race course. Kelly having the advantage of being on the inside lane. Shane driving him clean, giving him room in there. Kelly's able to close up in the corners, Corey, but then Jimmy starts legging it out on the straightaway.
He's going to leg it out, and I have a feeling he's going to make Mike pay for being in the lane 1 right here and up here in this turn 2 here. So we're going to see. I'm thinking Jimmy's going to get.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard.
Did he do it? No.
He's going to keep him honest up there, but he's still giving him plenty of room. Mike is tight to the buoy row, coming down to pick up a white flag and put one more lap in the books. And Jimmy Shane and his home street will start the final lap. Remember, we go 3 times around, so they are on the final lap, the checkered flag lap. Now, it is Philwalk, opened up a couple of boat lengths on Kelly. But Kelly now, this is where he makes up ground on the inside with that lane position. Dave's running a mighty big race course, but he's carrying a lot of speed, Corey.
He's got a lot of speed. You can see he's pulling ahead of Mike right now. But like you said, he's got that inside lane. Mike does. But Jimmy's got overlap, so he can move over if he wants. We'll see what happens. I was thinking it was going to happen last time around, but it didn't. But Mike sure is getting some rough water in there. It's making it so Dave can keep that thing wound up. But as you can see, Dave's not running away, and Mike's just hanging it in there.
Here we come to pick up a checkered flag. Jimmy Shane driving the U1. The Miss Home Street is going to claim the victory here, at least on the water. Second place, I believe, is going to go to Dave Philwalk in the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. Our angle is not good, but I think Dave Philwalk in the U40 was able to pick up second place on the H1 radio. He did. So our first place finisher on the water, the U1, the Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane, he was dominant. He had a great start, Corey. And that's the first piece to the puzzle, and he nailed that part.
He did nail it. I don't like how Jeff went out wide on that before that. You know, it happens, but I think he was in an all right spot. But it happens, and tough one for Jeff, but they put on a great show.
They did put on a very good show. So your winner on the water, the U1, the Miss Home Street with Jimmy Shane. Second place will go to Dave Philwalk, driving the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. J. Michael Kelly driving the Boitano Homes. The U9 will come home in third place. And rounding out the 4-boat field, 4 boats started, 4 boats finished. Our fourth place finisher, the U91 Goodman Real Estate, driven by Jeff Bernard.
Jimmy Shane hot-footing it around the south turn. We do want to let our viewers know there is a rule in place. In the 5-minute period before the start, the boats cannot go under 80 miles an hour, and they are checked by telemetry when they get back to the dock after the heat. So they're very careful, because if you go under 80 miles an hour for more than 1 or 2 seconds, you're actually disqualified. You might jump the gun, but you'll be disqualified. So we're about 20 seconds away from the start, and they are a little bit early, Nate, just a little bit early.
They're going to be creeping up to that line. Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to have it wired. Philwalk's going to have it wired.
Got a lot of speed on the outside. Coming down, start finish line. This is going to be a tremendous race. Tremendous race. Dave Philwalk was the guy who led them across the line and down to the south turn. But it's Jimmy Shane. Start is going to be under review. It was that close. Shane leads them off the turn, up the backstretch, out of the south turn. It's Jimmy Shane. He is leading. Well, he's leading. J. Michael Kelly is on the inside, and he's only a couple, 3 boat lengths behind. So here's a great race for first place. Jimmy Shane on the outside of J. Michael Kelly in those orange tail feathers.
And Jeff Bernard on the inside, he's in a tough spot right now. If they hold him in tight, he's going to have a lot less acceleration coming off the corner. But look at Jeff's
Shane
holding tight right against the buoys.
Oh, Shane didn't leave him much room at all coming off that turn. J. Michael Kelly in second place, and I don't know where Jeff Bernard is going to go, because his lane just went away. Your leader at the end of lap number 1 is the Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane, with about a 6 or 7 boat length lead. Through the south turn just that fast, and off the turn and up the backstretch. It is Jimmy Shane in the lead in the Miss Home Street.
Philwalk's running around probably about 180 miles an hour in lane 6, but Jamie Nielsen inside of him in the slop is only with about a rooster tail behind him. So it's a good race there for the back. But again, this is a long weekend. All 5 boats are going to be in the final. So it's kind of a chess match right now.
J. Michael Kelly trying to catch up to Jimmy Shane. Kelly is still a little ways behind, and Shane, listen to him, a lot of room around that north turn. Shane knows he has gotten speed, he has gotten boat ride, and he gets the boat up a little bit higher under that boat where the nose comes up. He's got that canard, and J. Michael Kelly flying the boat as they come across the line to end lap number 2. There's J. Michael Kelly. He got the boat up in the air. He's got a wing on the front of that boat that can help get the boat up through the turn. Then you want to make sure it can fly up the backstretch and down the front straightaway. Jimmy Shane is your leader right now on the race course on lap number 3. There's
J. Michael Kelly's sneaking up on the inside, and he's within ship distance here. If Jimmy Shane messes up this corner, J. Michael could snap it, but I do think Jimmy's in the driver's seat.
Seeing a little more speed from J. Michael Kelly in this race than we saw on the testing and qualifying time trials, and there goes Jimmy Shane right by him on the outside. Everybody apparently is going to run an extra lap.
They all jumped. That's actually okay, because now they can all still race.
What do I love in the backcountry?
Extra laps for the 1, the 9, and the 40. So right now, it is
the 11 and the 91.
11 and the 91 who are back markers right now. But look at J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane. They are side by side as they come down to.
Mark, the big story here is it looks like Jeff Bernard is in the lead, if they got that right from the call.
Well, J. Michael Kelly, and they are putting on a whale of a race. You watch these guys fly these boats up the backstretch. Kelly is about 3 boat lengths behind. They have an extra lap to run, but they're still pouring it on. Shane on the outside, Kelly on the inside as they come to the north turn. We are seeing a great boat race. Now Shane gives him a lot of room on the inside. J. Michael Kelly can tighten up. He is a master of the painting the buoys as they come across that exit buoy from the north turn. Down the front straightaway they come. Shane is now pulled out to a little bit more of a lead, but we know that he has got an extra lap to run, and so does Dave Villwock in the U40.
But he's going to be on the outside, so he's got a couple extra seconds where he can really spin that motor up and get a flying start.
So he's going to try and wind it up and come down on the outside. We are coming up on 20 seconds before the start. And already at 20 seconds, Jeff Bernard is off the exit pin at the top end of the race course. Going to be on the inside, but not going to have the boat speed. Now we'll keep an eye on Kelly in 2, Shane in 3, Nielsen in 4. On the outside, it is Dave Villwock. We are inside 10 seconds before the start. We are coming up on 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, mark. And we are racing in Heat 2, presented for Seafair by Beacon Plumbing. The boats roll down to the lower corner, and from lane number 3, it is Jimmy Shane. In the home street, got down there first, but he's got Dave Villwock with him on the outside. There you see Jeff Bernard on the inside. Buried in there somewhere is J. Michael Kelly.
The start is under review.
It's under review. Take him, Corey.
Good start, good start. So that means that you see the beautiful U1 with Jimmy Shane out front. You see J. Michael Kelly in 2. You see Jeff Bernard in the inside lane. This is going to be tough for Jeff in there, but he's in 3rd, and then you see everybody on the outside. But we got a great race going on here, Brad Luce.
Yeah, we certainly do. Coming off the top end of the race course is going to be Jimmy Shane, driving the home street to U1, and a nice strong run from Jeff Bernard in the 91 Goodman Real Estate. He's in 2nd place in between boats in 9. The Montano Homes and J. Michael Kelly. Dave Villwock's running an awfully big race course. He is in 4th place, but Corey Peabody, the race is for 2nd place. Kelly Bernard are dead even.
They are dead even. It just Mike needs to be safe in there because he's got 2 teammates on his inside and 1 on his outside. So he needs to hang it in there and keep his nose out front. But it looks like he's falling back a little bit. But I have a feeling J. Michael's got some really good mid-shoot speed. So we'll see what happens. But that blue boat is moving out front. And it's really good to see that because what we were thinking about earlier with the orange boat, Dave Villwock, he's really just rolling past everyone.
Yeah, he really is. And Jeff Bernard is really showing me a lot of boat speed here. He's got a nice tight lane on the inside. Boy, J. Michael Kelly driving between the boats, as you said. Shane's giving him quite a bit of room on the outside, so he's got some water to play with, but he's definitely driving in a hallway between Bernard and Shane. 2 up, 2 down, 1 to go. This is the white flag lap. You see how important that inside lane can be. Bernard driving a great race in there, Corey.
Bernard is driving a fantastic race. I mean, they must have had a great game plan, and they executed. It is going flawlessly. Jimmy Shane up there is just starting to walk away from this. You know, Jeff Bernard right behind him, J. Michael behind him, Dave Villwock. Jamie Nielsen is coming up the back, but what a great race. 1, 2, 3, 4 boats right in a row on the back.
Yeah, they are spread out a little bit, but they are still within striking distance. Dave Villwock has not given up plans to run down your teammate, J. Michael Kelly. But right now, it is all Miss Madison racing off the top end of the race course. The checkered flag hangs. It is Jimmy Shane on the outside, Jeff Bernard on the inside, Home Street, Goodman Real Estate, racing from Madison, Indiana, 1-2. J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Homes will come home in third. Dave Villwock in fourth, driving the Beacon Plumbing. And coming off the top end of the race course right now, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, U11. Jamie Nielsen will come home in fifth, at least on the water. And this one, boy, Dave has come back to the pit area very quickly, wondering if maybe he's got some sort of an issue. He wants somebody to take a quick look at it, or he was on the outside and just wanted to come home.
He was coming in hot. He's ready. He's ready to come home. So he came in there with going pretty fast, took a hard right turn. But congratulations to the Miss Madison team, a 1-2 finish.
Absolutely.
That is great for them and great for their sponsors.
Jeff Bernard,
right?
He got up there early, and
yeah.
I thought everybody would kind of gobble him up by the time they got down to turn 1. They did, but he was able to hang in there, hold lane 1, and he came out in second place. Got passed a little bit by J. Michael Kelly up the backstretch, but then he reeled Mike back in and showed me some surprising speed. That was a good run for the 91.
Yeah, he must have had a plan, throwing a small prop on there so he'd have a lot of acceleration, because whatever they did, it worked. And you might want to watch out for that in the final.
Absolutely. 3:30 to the start. I've seen a lot of boats in the middle of the race course.
I see a lot of boats, and they did kind of exactly what I thought they were going to do. They were going to come out, go around the first turn, go up the backstretch, cut the course, and then come down and pick up this this exit of 1 at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and that's just what they did. So now they're on the backside. Jeff Bernard's cutting the course right now. He's looking to get in front of Jamie and J. Michael. Those guys are getting close. So Jeff Bernard just cut the course. That's going to be a close call with the referee, because there's some encroachment there, but we're going to see how the referee calls that.
Coming down the front straightaway with inside 3 minutes, coming down to 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Dave Villwock sitting right now on lane number 1, but lots of time still remaining. Lane number 2 looks like it's Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's the U11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Jamie Nielsen, not quite sure where he would slot from there. On the outside is J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Homes. Following the field and trailing the field into the lower end of the race course is that U1 Miss Home Street with Jimmy Shane. 2 minutes and 25 seconds, Corey.
These guys are getting a little excited. They should be at Jimmy's in the best spot, if you ask me. It should have been about a 2:22 exit on that right there. So they're a little early. I think Dave's sucking them up, but you never know. They can cut the course and then cut the course and be back on some marks. But right now, if I was those guys, I'd be slowing down. Jimmy's in a prime spot.
2 minutes and 7 seconds to the start. 4 of our 5 boats are entering the top end of the race course. They will come down across the start-finish line, and if they don't cut, they will come all the way down to the bottom end, and then the next time across, we will be racing for the Home Street Bank Cup at Seafair. Inside 2 minutes now, 150 to the start. Dave Villwock still hugging the buoy row. Up there, did Jamie go inside? He started to. He hooked a little bit to the left, or misjudged where that exit pin was, but he was able to straighten it out. He didn't hit anything. I'm sure he's legal.
Well, going slow like that, the boats pull themselves around, so it's not easy to go 80 miles an hour. So there's some slop in there. Look at those boats are bunched up together. This is going to be a tough final. These guys are going to be brutal on each other out here. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Look at Jamie Nielsen. He's just staying just behind, and right now he is inside of Dave Villwock. Villwock's in 2. Nielsen's in 1. Villwock in 2. It is Jeff Bernard in 3. J. Michael Kelly on the outside in the 9. And then coming up behind everybody is Jimmy Shane in the Home Street. The question for the Home Street, he may have the best timing, but where's he going to stuff it, Corey?
He doesn't need to stuff it anywhere. These guys are early, the way I see it. They should have exited that corner at exit of 1 at 55 seconds, and they're just too early. I think Dave's got these guys scared, and they're running right behind him. He's sucking them up. Jimmy is in the best spot out of any boat out there right now, my opinion.
No, that's fine. And so Jimmy's going to continue to chase them all up to the top end, but he's not trying to come hard. He likes where he is, I think, as well. And it looks like Nielsen has been forced out of lane 1. In fact, it looks like Nielsen may have been pushed out to lane number 3. Still looking at 20-plus seconds. Now 20 seconds as Dave Villwock gets to the exit pin. He will start down. Then it's the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's Jamie Nielsen in 3. Then it is J. Michael Kelly. And on the outside, it is Jimmy Shane in the home street. Inside 10 seconds now to the start. We are coming up on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark and Corey Peabody, you called it. Jimmy Shane's got all the boat speed. He's way on the outside, but he's got a car on the boat speed. He's also got J. Michael Kelly just off to his left on the inside, but it is Shane down here first. The start, Corey, is under review.
Jimmy Shane is rolling that boat up that backstretch right now. He is playing down a lap, and he's making a statement right now. He's got J. Michael Kelly on his inside and Dave Villwock on his inside, but Jimmy Shane is starting to walk away on this race right now. We're going to see what it comes to this entrance pin here at the turn 2. These guys are going to leave any room, but this is going to be a great turn right here.
And remember, fans, we go 5 times around. They're coming down to put 1 in the books with 4 more to go. It is Jim.
Introducing the Ungun, the non-lethal self-defense platform. Lightweight and simple to use. It uses an
Shane driving the U1 in this home street, driving a great big race course, but showing just an incredible amount of speed. 1 in the books. It is all home street down the front straightaway. We got a great race going for second place between J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Homes and the Beacon Plumbing with Dave Villwock. We have a 1-lap penalty on the U40 for jumping the start, Corey.
Yeah, he was up there early. They were all early, so they were going slow. And Jimmy Shane hit that start with a ton of steam. So, I mean, it's showing. When that thing's going, it's going to go. And Jimmy is walking away from the U9 right now. But Jeff Bernard's still hanging in there, and so is Jamie. To me, it looks like Jamie's gaining a little ground on Jeff Bernard. But Jimmy Shane is up at the top end of the race course, and he's about to come out of the turn. He's going to extend his lead quite a bit over J. Michael Kelly.
All right, he is going way wide up at the top end, leaving plenty of room. Looking for some nice clean water. Jimmy Shane, will come down. Oh, my goodness. Am I getting this correct? Apparently, Jimmy Shane in the U1 has jumped the start.
Well, that's
and that's why he got it before we did. That's why he went so wide up at the top end of the race course. He knows it. And now, your teammate, J. Michael Kelly in the U9 Boitano Homes, your leader on the water and your leader on the rule book, halfway up the backstretch, 2.5 laps in, 2.5 to go, Corey.
That's great news for that team. They worked real hard to get this boat ready. They worked real hard all season. You've seen them nothing but backs in the air trying to get that boat faster and faster and faster. And here they are. Their hard work's about to pay off for them. Congratulations to them. They got to keep it clean. They got to keep going. You're still laps down, but there's still laps to go. But this is looking really good for the U9.
Here comes that U9, J. Michael Kelly. He has won here on Lake Washington before. He would love to do it again, this time for Daryl and Vanessa Strong. 3 laps are in the books with 2 to go. J. Michael Kelly driving the Boitano Homes. Got a big lead now. The next boat coming across is Jimmy Shane in the home street. He is a lap down. Second place is going to go to Jeff Bernard driving a Goodman Real Estate. And here we are again. 3rd place right now, running on the water. Jamie Nielsen of the 11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse.
That's the old boat that could, you know. They keep coming and coming and coming, and they keep getting on the podium. So congratulations. They're just going to keep going. Unfortunately, Dave Villwock back here, but this is great for the U9, the Boitano Homes, Links Healthcare Northway boat, and really happy for the Goodman boat. They're doing a great job, too. So let's get these guys around this race course and bring them home safe.
Here comes J. Michael Kelly. He will come down and pick up the white flag. 1 to go for J. Michael Kelly. You heard Corey saying it. He's just got to stay clean, keep the boat on the water, and he can claim victory on Lake Washington. Second place is going to go to Jeff Bernard, and the boats are spread out. We got a big lead for your teammate, Corey, what's going through his mind right now?
He's got to keep it together, you know, just make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. So he's got the lead, he's got plenty of space between him and Jeff. So it's just drive safe. You don't need to be going as fast as you have to. Just get the boat around the corner, stay away from the buoys, and bring that thing home to a victory.
Top end of the race course, the final lap. J. Michael Kelly driving the U9 Boitano home. He is at the apex. He's just got to negotiate the second half of that corner and bring the boat down across start-finish line. The checkered flag flies. It is J. Michael Kelly, winner of the 2022 Home Street Bank Cup at Seafair. And that is a popular win here. A lot of folks hooting and hollering. J. Michael's got to feel terrific. Here comes second place, Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. He will finish in second place. Third place, once again, going to go to Jamie Nielsen, the 11, the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. If this stands and goes through tech inspection, Jamie Nielsen, 4 races this year, 4 third-place finishes on the podium.
So happy for them. That's great. That's good for Jamie. I mean, this is great for boat racing, seeing them how hard they work, and it's really paying off. So we'll see these guys come back around one more time, and we'll get to see the celebration on top of the boats as they bring them into the pits.
Absolutely. Coming down to pick up a white flag with 1 more lap to go is Dave Villwalk driving the Beacon Plumbing. And he is just going to methodically put his 6th lap into the book after incurring a 1-lap penalty for jumping the gun. He was across start finish before the clock struck 0. The same can be said for Jimmy Shane. I feel sorry for the young man up there in that home street boat. He had everybody covered, but he hit that line too early, and I'm sure he's just kicking himself in there.
He had him covered, and he was in a great spot. All his timing marks were perfect, you know, but he came across that line a little bit too fast, and that's a tough one. That's a real tough one because the race was his. He just had to burp the throttle or whatever, but tough luck for Jimmy Shane in that home street boat, but congratulations to the Boitano Home 9. That's great for them.
It'll be a big celebration here for them. Watch Mike, he's going to go around that white insurance marker. He's done it all weekend when he comes back. It's like his little mark to come back to the pit area. And you know, Corey, we got the message about Jimmy Shane jumping the clock pretty much as he came across to complete lap number 2, but just prior to the victory tour for Darrell Strong. You've had a big part in that over the last year, starting with the Tri-Cities, actually starting all the way back in Guntersville last year. Mike is back to the dock. Mike is climbing out of the cockpit. You're going to get up on the air scoop. Of course he is. He stands on top of the cockpit. J. Michael Kelly, he's done this before. He knows the drill, but as you said, it never gets old.
It never gets old. It's great to see his dad there to give him a big hug after he gets off the boat. This is a family sport for them, and his family's all here. This is wonderful. What a great time.
And we must caution all of our viewers, everybody that's here, that was the racing on the water. The boats still have to go through technical inspection. There are 3 parameters that will be looked at. They are going to work very quickly to get the black boxes out of the first 3 finishers' boats so we can have answers and make sure that what we just saw is official. But on the water, it was J. Michael Kelly driving the U9 Boitano Homes, at least on the water. He is your victor here this weekend and will claim another a championship on Lake Washington.
Very interested to see what the Joker's boat is going to be able to do. They were incrementally making adjustments, picking up a little speed. Hopefully they can get a good show here.
5 minutes, and the boats are heading out of the pits.
Yes, they are.
Right over to Tire Factory, turn number 2.
First row coming out. Well, it's a dead heat coming out. J. Michael Kelly in the U9. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities. Then it's Dave Villwalk in the U40. The Beacon Plumbing. Kelly, silver with white and orange trim. Vilwalk into Beacon Plumbing, predominantly orange, trimmed in black. He's the second boat away. Then it is the Joker's Casino, the U11 with Jamie Nielsen. The lid is down on Jeff Bernard on the black and gold. Goodman Real Estate, 4 boats in Heat 1. It's the 2022 race. You got a great shot over there, Mr. Maselli. Boats right in front of you.
Oh, that I do as they come out, and you can just see, again, as soon as you start to hear those turbines kick on, everybody stops what they're doing. They look out onto the water, and now we've got a good group of boats going in a row, and now it looks like the last one finally now pulling away from the pits over by you guys.
Any clarification on the points, how this is all going to break down, since we've gone through a couple of different formulas as to how we're going to do the racing? How are the points going to break down? Anybody got a beat on that?
I do not have an official beat on that, but I'll bet tonight's dinner we're doing this just as normal, because in this format every boat is going to run 4 times. That's the way they do it in the Gold Cup format, and originally had we had more boats we were going to run a basic Gold Cup format. Everybody would run twice. I'm sure this is full points.
Jamie Nielsen has cut across the Esco Electric DMC to the front stretch, following J. Michael Kelly across the Mosteller start-finish line. And then you have Dave Vilwalk on the outside in the bright orange, black, yellow trim, Beacon Plumbing.
Earlier today, you had a couple of boats doing some testing. It looks like they were trying to score up on a buoy to see if they could hit that start-finish line. It'll be interesting to see this first heat if somebody's got the proper formula to hit that start-finish line at full speed and make it a clean start.
Just a reminder, all swimmers and waders, we need you out of the water, up on the shoreline. All spectators out of the river and up on the shoreline. Clock now just inside 3 minutes to the start of Heat 1. And Jamie Nielsen cut across the infield to the backstretch through the Esco Electric infield.
Keep an eye on those 2 boats going up the backstretch. Keep an eye on JMK and Dave Vilwalk. Mike is staying tight to the buoy row. He is on the inside, 2:35 till the starts. I don't think either of those boats, in fact, any of the 3 of them up there, I don't think anybody's going to cut the race course. Nobody wants to be at start finish with 2 minutes. Now here goes Jeff. He's going to cut the course across the bottom end, and we'll see what he does. Watch him. He could conceivably cut the top end of the race course. We'll see what he does coming up on 2:10 right now.
So Jamie Nielsen close to the buoy line at the exit pin of our White's Finished Furniture turn number 4.
Can he get around at another 2 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right at that 80-mile-an-hour mark.
So he's trying to keep lane 1.
But J. Michael Kelly's behind him, also in that same lane. So something will have to give here. Dave Vilwalk is on the outside, but it looks like he might edge in a little bit. I wonder where he's going to end up. And just off the exit pin now of White's Finished Furniture, Hardwoods turn 4, is Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate, 91.
And Dave is doing some S-turns, coming down the front straightaway to scruff off a little bit of time. Jamie is down here at 1:26, my mark. You don't want to be here before 1:30, so it's going to be a little tight for Jamie. He cannot go below 80 miles an hour. So here comes Kelly. He is behind in the corner, still sitting in lane 1, but Nielsen
Goodman boat with Bernard across the Esco Electric DMZ.
Oh, he's early. He's early. 1:07.
That's a big move. Remember, we saw some of those 80-mile-an-hour penalties happen at Guntersville, Brad.
We sure did, and that's a gutsy move. There is still 50-plus seconds before the start, and Jeff's already up at the top end. I was thinking perhaps Jamie Nielsen was a little on the early side, but Jeff...
Time to crush your doubts and prove that permanent dental implants aren't just strong, but they're also affordable. But oftentimes, people believe that getting permanent dental implants can't possibly be affordable. But that's simply not true. We've helped just under 10,000 hard-working people just like you do what they once thought was the impossible and gain a brand new smile. And by the way, our procedure is safe. And this procedure was made affordable because of our range of different payment plans that allowed our patients to choose a plan.
Way out in front of him, 43 seconds.
And remember, guys, in the E350s yesterday, we had some issues with timing as well, and a lot of the crews that were involved in the races we saw with them yesterday.
Doesn't look like he's going 80 miles an hour to me.
It's a tough one, isn't it? He's just inside 30 seconds.
See if he goes way wide.
He's going extremely wide now at the top end in lane number 3, maybe. He's cut it back to the inside. We're at 20 seconds.
Watch Vilwalk and Kelly.
This is going to be close.
Yeah, so in lane number 1, you've got Bernard in the 91. Lane number 2,
10 seconds.
Nielsen. Lane number 3 is going to be J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 4 will be Dave Villwock.
He's early.
He's early. He jumped the gun by 3 seconds. 2-1 mark, and it looks like a clean start. And it's J. Michael Kelly leading as they come down the front stretch. He's in lane number 3.
Bernard's going to get down here first, but you guys called him across the line. That is J. Michael Kelly. He's got almost a full rooster tail on Villwock, and then it's back to Nielsen in fourth.
Here now as they round Tire Factory turn number 2. As you mentioned there, Villwock again leading right now, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we've got now coming up on the outside that orange and black of the Miss Beacon Plumbing trying to close some ground.
Yeah, Dave Villwock is trying to run down J. Michael Kelly, but on the backstretch, J. Michael Kelly's got the boat speed. Your race leader out on the course is Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91, the black and gold boat, but he was early across the start-finish line. The review is underway upstairs officially.
Official
we'll
jump.
More news.
He jumped it. That's an official from the H1.
So the 91, we counted him as good 3 seconds early at the start-finish line, just out of shape after cutting through the Esco Electric infield. He will cross start-finish line first at the end of lap number 1. J. Michael Kelly in second place, the Miss Tri-Cities.
148.46 on the first lap.
The third place boat is Dave Villwock, but he's second because of the penalty for going early for the Goodman Real Estate 91. Jamie Nielsen has not been able to find good boat speed, and he is the trailing boat heading down into All Doors Incorporated turn number 1.
Yeah, now here at Tire Factory turn number 2, same situation. We do seem to see that orange and black boat closing a little bit of ground now. We mentioned Bernard with that early start. Not so much incentive perhaps to keep going, but to be determined now as they work along the Griggs backstretch towards Sun Pacific Energy turn 3.
J. Michael Kelly is going to go ahead and pass Bernard in lane number 2 and head around the top end of the course. Shell Sun Pacific Energy turn number 3 into White's Finished Furniture turn number 4. And our Buffalo Brothers friends in turn 4. Pretty good racing action. J. Michael Kelly is going to claim the lead away from Bernard as they come across the start-finish line, and the white flag is out. One more lap to go, and it does not look like Dave Villwock will have enough boat speed or enough real estate to challenge. J. Michael Kelly getting a little bit out of shape coming down the front stretch into All Doors turn number 1.
Yeah, he's getting down here. He's to the entrance pin right now. He's got almost 2 rooster tails on Dave Villwock. Dave Villwock is running third on the water. He is in second place, Derek.
Yeah, again, at this point, it does seem like it's J. Michael Kelly's to lose, but stranger things have happened. He's got about a rooster tail, maybe a rooster tail and a half lead.
A little bit of rough water for the Goodman Real Estate 91 and Jeff Bernard heading through a sloppy turn number 2. Back up the back stretch, it is a 2 rooster tail lead for your race leader. That's J. Michael Kelly. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities. Into Sun Pacific Energy, Shell Sun Market turn number 3 to the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture turn number 4 and onto the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Dave Villwock is going to pass up Bernard in turn number 4, but swings way out wide. Bernard may be able to hold him off on the front stretch. Across the start-finish line, checkered flag is out. J. Michael Kelly gets heat number 1 victory. Second place will go to Dave Villwock in the Miss Beacon Plumbing. Third place will be Jamie Nielsen. And again, the Goodman Real Estate boat in the 91, a little bit early across the start for Jeff Bernard.
A good boat ride.
Unfortunate series of events for Bernard, cutting across the...
It was a bold move.
The DMZ, the Esco Electric DMZ, but if he would have continued, he would have been able to stay clean and maybe have good momentum at start finish. That's
Brad, you were mentioning down by where you are in the pits, usually about a 90-second marker when they score up in front of you. Is that well known amongst all of the drivers, given the nature of this course and how many times the drivers have been on this course of the Tri-Cities?
Well, that's Brad Luce's timing marks. You just don't want to be down here at $1:30, and you don't want to be at the start-finish line in 2 minutes. Do the math. You go 80 miles an hour for 2 minutes. You go 2 2/3 miles, and it's a 2.5-mile course. So I was surprised to see Jeff jump over there, and you saw that's called overpaying for an inside lane. You pay the price sometimes, and it cost him. It cost him basically third place points, and he's going to get fourth place points. I'm assuming he is. I'm headed down to the pit area. I'm assuming Jeff is up at the top end, finishing a 4th lap.
Just came across the Mosteller Memorial start-finish line.
You should be able to see him now.
Well, I'm getting a ride down to the dock.
So the top speed in that heat was lap number 1, J. Michael Kelly at 148. The 11 with Jamie Nilsson, Dave Villwock in the Beacon Plumbing, the 40, and coming out now will be Jimmy Shane in the 1, Home Street.
They changed something in the U9, J. Michael Kelly's ride. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities because he's pulled his foot on it now, but he came out of the pit area like a house of fire. And he ran hard up the backstretch. Now he's pulled his foot and backed it way down. And in fact, is he deep? How far down is he?
Down.
What kind of a message would it send if J. Michael Kelly can go 2 for 2? This is the race everybody's talking about at Home Street and Dave Villwock. But what happens if J. Michael Kelly just says, what about me?
What about me? And that's why we go race him on the water.
Well, he wants lane number 1 again because that's where he's parking. It's early yet as they come across the Mosteller Memorial start-finish line. It'll be Jamie Nilsson.
3:30.
11.
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
And Nilsson may be doing a little bit of a crossover as he heads down to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. Jimmy Shane comes across start-finish now. And then still up at the top end of the course, just at the exit pin of turn number 4 is Dave Villwock in the 40 Beacon Plumbing.
Kind of looks like maybe Mike, JMK, in that Miss Tri-Cities presented by Lynx Healthcare. Like they had some timing marks they wanted to hit, but to hit the timing marks, he had to come blow up to the top end first. And if that's the case, then he had the opportunity to get right on him. Right in front of you, Derek, J. Michael Kelly on the inside. Here comes Jimmy Shane in the Home Street.
Obviously a huge story for them, but a little further on up the backstretch. Huge, obviously, for Miss Jokers Casino and Nielsen Company. They didn't get to really do a whole lot yesterday. Crews were hard at work looking to redeem themselves.
Villwock jumps through the ESCO Electric infield to the backstretch. Go ahead, Derek.
Just talking a bit about Nilsson and how that team now will have to redeem themselves from that disqualification that they had earlier on in the first heat. It's good to be out on the water, of course. They didn't get out here yesterday, but to me, that's the big redemption arc here in this race.
2 minutes and 15 seconds. Nilsson at the top end of the course at the apex between 3 and 4.
Does it look like they're going 80 miles an hour?
Well, that's a good point.
I like the timing on this a whole lot better.
Dave Villwock jumps through the ESCO Electric infield, and he'll jump right behind Jamie Nilsson.
And then he'll float
and
down
then
wide.
come way out wide.
Wow.
That is different.
Yeah. You thought he was going to come across the infield there and tie himself into an inside lane. No, he went right in front of everybody and said, I'm going all the way to the outside.
We've got some slow boats coming down the front stretch. Nilsson in lane 1. Kelly lane 2.
1 minute,
Shane
30
in
seconds.
lane 3.
90
Villwock
seconds,
in
Mark.
lane 4 on the outside. As they head to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1 at 1:20.
Yeah, I think that's much better this time for Jamie Nilsson. And Dave clearly wanted to be on the outside. He was a little worried about his timing, but he wanted to get to the outside. He found a way to do it. He did. Derek, they're right in front of you. You got all 4 at a minute 5.
Yeah, that we did. It does look like Nielsen's going to stick to that lane 1 on the inside, hugging real close to the turnman. Villwock content to be outside, and it looks like Miss Tri-City is going to be that number 3 spot with J. Michael Kelly, and then, or in lane 2 rather, and then lane 3 coming down the backstretch is Jimmy Shane in that bright blue Miss Home Street U1 boat.
Well, this is eerily similar to the Dash for Cash in that you have Villwock on the outside and Jimmy Shane just inside of him in lane number 3. Clock at 37 seconds to the start of heat 2. Nilsson, lane number 1. In the 11, Jokers Casino, lane number 2. The 9, Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities with J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 3, Home Street, the 1, Miss Madison. And Jimmy Shane, and on the outside, the U40, Beacon Plumbing with Dave Villwock.
It's a testament to the speed of these amazing machines. They just don't look like they're going at least 80 miles an hour, and they are. He's putting his foot into it. Here we go.
8 seconds. 5 seconds as they come down the front stretch.
Shane's got the boat speed.
1 mark.
Good start.
It's a clean start, and it's going to be Jimmy Shane leading in lane number 3 as they come down the front stretch. But look at Villwock on the outside. He's challenging. J. Michael Kelly's got good boat speed in lane number 2. It's a good start.
Wow, Jimmy Shane with a line. Oh, there goes Davey.
Oh! Oh! Dave Villwock and a blowover. All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. up in the air, did a complete 360 and landed right side up.
Dave was really flying the boat coming down the front straightaway. The first part of the back chute has pulled his foot a little bit. See if he doesn't slow down way up at the other end. But the other piece coming into play here is, remember, yesterday we were discussing the number change. And there goes Kelly backing it down again. Remember yesterday we discussed the number change from J. Michael Kelly's boat number 8. They've changed it to number 9. So his points get added on to the hull that Corey Peabody was driving. Why did they do that? Because there's only a couple hundred points difference between the 9 and the 1, Jimmy Shane's Home Street. So there's some big time national high points at play here.
And of course, Jamie Nielsen wants to finish the heat and get points of his own, but you know, they've come a long way with that motor mount issue. They had to thrash on that boat Friday to get it ready. And now they're out on the race course and fighting for lanes. We're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds to the rerun of Heat 2 for the Unlimited Hydroplanes, the Hapo Columbia Cup here in Hydro Cities, Tri-Cities. Glad you're along for the ride. In Columbia Park on the Kennewick shoreline, over at Wade Park on the Pasco shoreline. What a great sight to see this Saturday afternoon.
That it is, as they make now the Home Street boat with Jimmy Shane rounding Tire Factory turn number 2. Man, that thing can just fly, and they all look so seamless out there. Again, J. Michael Kelly and Miss Tri-Cities hugging that inside lane, and we do have Miss Joker's Casino looking for their redemption run. After they finished third, they were disqualified for falling under 80 in that first heat, so they've got a lot to fight for here as well.
Coming up the backstretch, Jimmy Shane. He's on the outside, and I think that's where he's going to stay. He set up in lane number 3 last time when they were out there with Bill Walk outside. See if Jimmy jumps to the inside, and it looks like maybe he's jumping across the DMZ. Esco Electric infield to the front stretch. Clock at 2:17.
He's early. He's early. He better have his foot in it, and
well,
he does. He does. Wow. He's going to come all the way down. Now he may make a hard left-hand turn.
I think he's going to. He is. He's going to take the turn for the Grand Prix boats over to the backside. So another Esco Electric infield incursion. Jimmy Shane heads to the backstretch. Meanwhile, on the front stretch, with 1:50, you've got J. Michael Kelly in the 9.
Tell me when he crosses start finish.
And that would be now. And
okay.
He's not going really fast either. And Brad, they have telemetry readings for the 80-mile-an-hour situation, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's all being monitored.
So here comes Mike down to the lower end at $125 right now. I think he's in pretty good shape. He'll have to stay at 80 miles an hour for a bit. He gets right to the entrance pin now at 117. Then it's going to be Jamie Nielsen in the Joker's Casino. He's going to slot himself into lane number 2. Jimmy Shane's going to wind this blue and white boat up hard on the outside. Derek, he's starting to put the foot down a little bit, but we're coming up on 1 minute to the start of Heat 2.
J. Michael Kelly just coming off the exit pin of turn number 2, Tire Factory turn number 2 in lane number 1. Then you've got Jamie Nielsen in lane 2 on the outside. The Home Street with Jimmy Shane in lane number 3 as they
45 seconds. 45 seconds.
And they are directly across from the start-finish line here at the Brutzmann's Memorial Barge. It's the parade lap. Do they have any indication in the cockpit on that 80-mile-an-hour situation too, Brad?
Yes, they do.
All right, so they're well aware of that when it does occur. Back up to the top end of the course into Sun Pacific Energy Shell Sun Market turn number 3. J. Michael Kelly to the apex.
15 seconds, Mark, 15.
That's the 9. Links Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities lane number 2. Miss Joker's Casino with Jamie Nielsen lane 3. Miss Madison
5.
Home Street
4.
1 with Jimmy Shane
3, 2, 1. Mark.
It is a perfectly clean start from our vantage point. On the outside, that's where you find the boat speed. But look at Jamie Nielsen. He's in the tunnel. He's going to try to take second place away from J. Michael Kelly.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to do it when they get down there. They get down there absolutely dead even. And I'll tell you what, Jimmy Shane's way on the outside, Derek.
Don't know what happened to Derek in Tire Factory turn number 2, but we'll take over from here as they get to the exit pin. Jamie Nielsen really backed out on the throttle. Looks like he may have lost some power heading into Tire Factory turn number 2. So on the backstretch, you've got Shane in the lead on the outside. J. Michael Kelly, he's about, 3 boat lengths back as they come up that backstretch, the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch, and dive into Sun Market turn number 3. Both boats into the turn to the apex with Rattlesnake Mound. A little bit hazy this afternoon in the backdrop. They get to the exit pin of White's Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4. They are deck to deck. Jimmy Shane is going to squirt forward and take the lead away as they come to the start-finish line and across at 159.061 miles per hour. It's Jimmy Shane with the lead in the home street, heading into All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1.
Home street, Jimmy Shane walks the sponsons to the entrance pin of the corner, but Kelly staying right with him on the inside, Derek.
If you've always wanted to do content creation, then look no further. Stream.
So it's on the inside, J. Michael Kelly with the short course around, and he was able to reel in Jimmy Shane just a little bit, but Shane starts to pull away on the backstretch. This is where you really watch on the Griggs backstretch to see which boat has the power. And right now it's Jimmy Shane in the home street, and he is starting to pull away, almost a full rooster tail lead. Now, J. Michael Kelly has the opportunity to cut in that lead as they head into Shell Sun Market turn number 3. To the apex. J. Mike with a really nice turn on the inside, hugging the buoy line, but Jimmy Shane with boat speed on the outside, and he's going to be impossible to catch in that one home street as they come across the Mosteller start-finish line. It's a half a rooster tail lead for Jimmy Shane coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, it is Jimmy Shane, and he is showing some incredible speed, and he's also letting J. Michael Kelly know, yeah, I let you get on the inside of me, and you still can't run with me. Home street back, Jimmy Shane.
Easily a rooster tail length lead now. Sorry guys about that delay. We're back in action here at turn number 2. Generator ran out of fuel, but we're good. So it is that home street boat again, a rooster tail length lead over Miss Tri-Cities and J. Michael Kelly now as they enter the Griggs backstretch.
Yep, and the white flag out on the course for Jimmy Shane in Heat 2 in the Miss Madison.
Jimmy Shane's first lap of 159 miles an hour. I believe that's going to be another course record in a heat qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the cream of the field right now for Jimmy Shane. Just an incredible boat ride. He's bringing it home, Mike.
And off the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4. Jimmy Shane onto the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Home street gets the victory with Jimmy Shane in the Miss Madison. Second place, J. Michael Kelly in the Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities the 9. Jamie Nielsen just getting into turn number 3, the Shell Sun Market turn to the apex, and now to turn number 4. Hello to our Buffalo Brothers friends upstreams. Hope you're having a good time enjoying boat racing on the Columbia River. Jimmy Shane on
In the 2022 Columbia Cup. Let's go racing, my friend.
And it's good to see Nielsen in that bright yellow Miss Joker Casinos one leading the pack here for now as they just get set, get ready, and try and get ready for this. Of course, we know Jimmy Shane with that possible record set in the heat last, was it yesterday? Should be an interesting tone to watch here again now as they get set up here coming now round Tire Factory turn 2 all the way down the Griggs backstretch toward that Sun Pacific Energy turn 3 marker.
Now the Grand Prix America boats, they have assigned lanes. The E350s, they don't, and obviously the H1 Unlimiteds, they don't. So the race before the race is underway with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to the start of Unlimited Heat number 3. And it looks like, yep, cutting across the Esco Electric infield was Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91.
Earlier during the boat races, he cut across way too early yesterday. Not only got disqualified, not only had the 80-mile-an-hour violation, but also jumped the gun by almost 3 full seconds by our count.
That was an error that I'm sure they reviewed and took a look at video to retake your marks out on the course, your timing marks, and make sure you don't do that again. Learn from your mistake.
So far, Jimmy Shane has made 0 mistakes this boat race weekend. Doesn't matter if he's on the inside or the outside. Of course, he's got the gear, he's got the prowess. He's definitely the guy to beat. All the drivers know that coming into today's competition.
Check out that move by Jamie Nielsen right there. He cut the course. Bernard came all the way down here to the bottom. Jamie was on the outside of Jeff, and he cut the lower end of the race course off. Now finds himself on the inside and a little bit out in front of Mr. Bernard.
2 minutes and 35 seconds to the start of Heat 3 for the H1 Unlimited's Hapo Columbia Cup action.
Boy, and since we've been racing yesterday, Jimmy Shane in the U1 home street has been on a first-name basis with those outside course markers.
Yep.
Derek, he was right up against him.
Oh, yeah, and that continues to be the case. Hey, he's found where he likes out on the course, and it seems to be working for him. I think one of the more interesting situations here that we'll have to be watching for with Jamie Nielsen and, of course, the U91 Goodman Real Estate boat as well is those timing on those starts, and I think both actually were disqualified from some heats yesterday for falling under 80 miles per hour in these earlier rounds in this race before the race.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you right now, those two guys coming down the front straightaway are in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, they went way out wide at the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwood's turn number 4 to scruff off a little bit more speed. They're just across start-finish line now.
Jamie Neal. He's running, he's doing the S curves.
He's going to jump. No, he's going to just kind of do that S move, that snake move down that straightaway to stay above 80 if he can and be in the right position if he can.
When you're on the outside like Jimmy Shane is prone to do, obviously you're covering more area, but when you're diving into turn 1, there's just not that much water there. What's the advantage of staying outside with that boat speed, Brad?
Clean water. Clean water's the big one there. If you've got enough boat speed to field to drive around everybody, if you can get clean water out there, then you can go for it. Coming up on 1 minute, I think they're going to be okay. Also looks like Bernard's going to be on the outside, and this time Jimmy Shane will tuck in the center position unless he moves out now. Watch him, Derek, and I think he just did.
He did. He just jumped the wake. He's now moved to that outside lane. Staying right where he likes, as you mentioned, Brad, that cleaner water.
Well, that's where he won yesterday, lane number 3. So on the inside, the 11 Jokers Casino with Jamie Nielsen. Lane number 2 will be the Goodman Real Estate 91 Miss Madison with Jeff Bernard. The other Miss Madison boat, the 1 Home Street with Jimmy Shane in lane number 3 as they head up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. Nielsen in 1, Bernard in 2, Shane in 3. Countdown is on. 18 seconds to the start of Heat 3 as they come to the apex and now around the exit pin of turn number 4 with our Buffalo Brothers friends in the camp up at turn number 4. Hitting the throttle now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Ooh,
Good
it's
start.
a really clean start.
Good
That
start.
was really close for all the boats. The boat speed though on the outside. Jamie Nielsen's on the inside track. He'll get down there first, but look at the outside boat, the Home Street. It's a clean start, by the way. It's a good start.
Absolutely, it was a good start down to the lower corner. It was Bernard that got down here first with lane position, Derek.
Yeah, phenomenal start and phenomenal turns here as now Bernard looks like he was taking the lead out of that turn 2, but along the Griggs backstretch here, that Home Street boat, Jimmy Shane, we know he's quick and he looks to be now pulling ahead.
Yeah, but watch Bernard in lane number 2. He's going to challenge Jimmy Shane as they come up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. They'll be diving into Sun Pacific Energy, Shell Sun Market, turn number 3, and it's Bernard with the lead, at least for now. Jamie Nielsen's in lane number 1. He'll gain a little ground on that inside lane as they come to the exit pin of turn number 4. It's the Goodman Real Estate boat with the lead by about 4 boat lengths over Jimmy Shane. Nielsen falling back a little bit in 3rd place now, about a half rooster tail back of the leaders. Now it's Shane challenging on the outside in the Home Street. He's going to pass Bernard as they head into All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1.
Madison Racing running 1-2, just not sure which one's first. It would be the Goodman Real Estate 91 with Jeff Bernard.
Oh, and they are close, but Jimmy Shane dances those sponsons a little bit in that turn. He lost a little bit. He'll have to make it up here along this Griggs backstretch where he's got that speed on the outside. Meanwhile, Miss Joker's Casino boat, Jamie Nielsen, still hanging out in that third about a rooster tail back.
Jeff Bernard, first lap speed, 149.3. Second place, the Home Street, 147.2.
Deck-to-deck racing, Sun Market, turn number 3 into Woods Finished Furniture, turn number 4, deck-to-deck with Goodman Real Estate on the inside, Miss Home Street on the outside. It's Jimmy Shane challenging at the Mosteller start-finish line, and he will regain the lead coming down the front stretch. And this is where Jeff Bernard really needs to stay on it. If he wants to have a chance, he's going to need to get in this corner first.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get down here first. Shane's going to get down here first, but only by about a boat length in the Home Street on the outside. Derek, right to you. you.
Yeah, and Bernard again, he cuts close inside here along that buoy, and they're close now coming out of Tire Factory Turn 2, but it appears that Jimmy Shane is hanging on to this lead now more than a few boat lengths ahead. Call it half a rooster tail on the outside down the Griggs backstretch.
Jimmy Shane, lap 2, 154.7. That's Jimmy Shane in the U1, a 154 turn to lap number 2.
And Jimmy Shane now is pulled away, coming down the Griggs backstretch into Shell Sun Market turn number 3. Jimmy Shane with the lead as they come off the top end of the course. Checkered flag is coming out for Heat 3 for the Unlimiteds. Shane with the lead at the exit pin. Bernard's on the inside in the Goodman Real Estate. He's pulled almost even with him, but look at Shane with that speed on the straightaway to the Moss Tiller start-finish line. The checkered flag is out. Jimmy Shane in the home street takes the checkered flag.
But a boat race and a message sent. Hey, he will not go away.
Jeff Bernard, 91 Goodman Real Estate, a perfect run except for that final lap in Tire Factory turn number 2. Had to back off the throttle a bit, and that cost him going on to the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch.
But that was competitive. There's no question about it. A very competitive boat race.
Jimmy Shane again winning on the outside. And what a great view Derek Maselli has. Tire Factory turn number 2 in that Freedom equipment.
And down the front straightaway, and these guys will know exactly what they're up against. They're the best in the business. These are the boat racers that have come up through the ranks. They've excelled all the way to this point, and they are in the fastest race boats in the world. They know how to handle it. They just got to know what it is. Right in front of Derek is the Chartreuse in royal blue. That is the U11, the Jokers Casino. Met some Jokers Casino people during the air show. Some great folks here. They're having a great time. Also had a conversation. Boy, they're doing this right in order. The powder blue and white, the U1 is home street. Met some of their folks, and all of a sudden we've had the lid down on the 91, the Goodman Real Estate, and now all of a sudden crew members have jumped on board and the lid has gone up.
Uh-oh.
J. Michael Kelly's boat is still sitting at the dock. They haven't even tried to pull that one away. The nose is still up snug against the dock. I'll throw it back up to you guys, and I'll keep an eye on the pit area down here, but now perhaps a little bit of drama with the 91, the Goodman Real Estate.
Let's head over to Tire Factory turn number 2, and Derek Maselli for News Radio 610 KONA. The one thing that I noticed, the wind is coming right at me now, so it's got to be right at your back as you look up towards the top end of the course.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, but the water still looks pretty smooth.
It does.
Out here, actually. So I don't anticipate, at least until maybe the guys start chopping it up themselves, as we've got a full slate of races coming up this afternoon. Right now, it's still looking pretty much like glass out there, despite what is definitely a noticeable breeze at my back now.
Here comes Kelly.
So J. Michael Kelly is away in the Lynx Healthcare, presents Miss Tri-Cities, the 9, but still Goodman Real Estate. Jeff Bernard, the 91, the Miss Madison 2, is not out from the pits.
Now, and he's still got crew members on board, and the lid is still up, so they're in trouble. They're scrambling down there. On my watch, we've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. He's got to be out on the race course in a planing attitude at the 1 minute mark. He's got about a minute and a half.
So the boats are all on the backstretch right now. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. Now you see Jimmy Shane on the outside heading up to Sun Market turn number 3, our friends with Sun Pacific Energy. Now as the boats come around the top end of the course to the apex and to the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods turn number 4, that's where they'll start to pick up that breeze head on.
So
and that's what we'll be watching.
Quickly, like Brad was saying, within a lap, maybe within this lap, they have a chance to figure it out.
Jamie Nielsen ducks through the ESCO Electric infield from back to front stretch and jumps in front of J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane.
About a minute left for it to get away from the dock.
Yeah, the clock is on for Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy Shane's going to come down at a fairly good clip across start finish, and I think he's going to leapfrog in front. He may want an inside lane for this race. Now he's going to jump across the ESCO Electric infield to the backstretch.
Yeah, he was going way too fast to come all the way down the race course. I expect he was going to go up and cut again up at the top end. You know my timing marks. It's a minute 30, and it's a minute 30 right now. And Jamie, boy, he's here early, and he's trying to scruff off some time. He's staying outside the buoys. Meanwhile, down in the pit area, there's about 4 people on the deck of the black and gold.
Wow.
It does not look good as they're coming up on 15 seconds, and it doesn't look good for the Goodman Real Estate.
Jimmy Shane across the ESCO Electric DMZ to the front stretch, Brad. You called it. He's coming down the front stretch, heading to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. Is he going to dive across here?
Nope, he's going to come all the way down. And we're inside 1 minute. That's it for the Goodman Real Estate. They're out. You're going to have a 3-boat heat. Jamie Nielsen's going to be in lane 1 again. He's been there all weekend. See if he can make it work this time. You got him.
J. Michael Kelly setting up in lane number 2. And lane number 3 has been a good one so far for the one Home Street Bank and Jimmy Shane. So the boats now heading to the top end of the course with 35 seconds to the start of Unlimited Heat 4.
And to my recollection, the last 3 of these Unlimited Heats, all of the drivers have pretty much synchronized their marks and have gotten to the start-finish line. It's been very close, but we've had a good start on all the races except the one yesterday. Coming down the stretch, 15 seconds, 15 seconds.
Early.
Jamie Nielsen off the exit pin at turn number 4 onto the front stretch. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. It is a clean start, but the boat speed's all the way on the outside. It's going to be the Home Street. Jimmy Shane leading down the front stretch. J. Michael Kelly's in the tunnel in between.
Shane has tightened it up a little bit. It's going to be a little tight in there for Kelly, but he's on the inside. Derek, you got a better view.
And there he is, bouncing left and right and back again. Still staying good on that outside in lane 3. Meanwhile, J. Michael Kelly, maybe half a rooster tail behind now in that lane number 2, and then hugging the inside. That missed Joker boat. It's Jamie Nielsen, where he likes to be as well, as they now work down the Griggs backstretch off towards Sun Pacific Energy, turn number 3.
Yeah, Jamie Nielsen really had to back off the throttle. He got lumpy in Tire Factory turn number 2. He backed off. J. Michael Kelly's now fallen about a half a rooster tail behind. He's in lane number 2. On the outside is your race leader. That's the one, the Home Street with Jimmy Shane. Beautiful turn at the top end of the course at the exit pin of turn number 4 for Jimmy Shane. Back onto the front stretch, and Kurt will have a time as he comes across the Mosteller start-finish line.
154.299 miles an hour.
That is cooking. J. Michael Kelly's hot on his heels, but he's back a rooster tail as they head to All Doors turn number 1.
Yeah, J. Michael Kelly's giving ground to Jimmy Shane. Shane's already the apex just as Kelly gets to the entrance there.
Yeah, and this is huge, guys. Remember, right now, this team with the Miss Tri-Cities, that links U9, the U8 situation that we had with that crash, they're actually not that far behind this Miss Madison crew in in the national point standings right now. So that's definitely a matchup to watch as they work now down that Griggs backstretch off toward Sun Pacific Energy turn number 3.
Yeah, and they dive into turn number 3, and it's almost a 2 rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane in the Home Street as he comes around to the apex and the exit pin of turn number 4. J. Michael Kelly trying to reel him back in, but he's not going to have enough real estate. And the boat speed, it's been just perfect all weekend long for Jimmy Shane in the Madison Home Street. The one. Here comes J. Michael Kelly across start-finish line, but he's 2 rooster tails back of our race leader, Jimmy Shane.
Yeah, Shane's coming down here. He's really opened up the water now. He can drive anywhere he wants to go. Got plenty of lead on J. Michael Kelly, but he's still staying out wide. He's flying the boat at the apex, coming right to Derek.
Yeah, still at this point seems like it's really his race to lose, but now J. Michael Kelly cuts it inside on that turn, took it tight. He's still got a lot of ground to cover, probably a rooster tail and a half or so down this Griggs backstretch.
Yeah, but as we watch from across the pond, Derek, you can just see that the Home Street is starting to pull away on the Griggs backstretch.
Shane backing off the throttle just a touch. Lap number 2, 151. Still cooking, but not like lap number 1.
Yeah.
He's just enjoying the ride now.
It's been a good one and another great start. No, Jamie Nielsen and the Jokers has moved outside. Remember, he had lane number 1 at the start. He's moved outside into lane number 3, allowing J. Michael Kelly to get in closer to the buoy line and have some clean water. So across start-finish line in Heat 4 is the H1 U1 for the checkered flag for Jimmy Shane, and it is out. Second place finish for J. Michael Kelly in the 9. Lynx Health.
Boat finally got the better of him on the 3rd lap.
So the 2 Madison boats now heading up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. Shell Sun Market turn number 3. That's where you see Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91. And to the Apex and to White's Finish Furniture and Hardwoods turn number 4. Our Buffalo Brothers friends are up there.
Here comes Kelly. They're just pushing the nose out toward the river, and he is under his own power moving away from the dock.
So that changes up where he's going to want to be out on the race course, and we've seen him do this before, Brad.
Yeah, I'm not sure it changes it up for him. I think this is clearly the plan.
No, exactly.
Yeah, this was clearly his plan, and, you know, you always want to mix it up a little bit. Don't always let your competitors know exactly what you're going to do. So he's mixed it up a little bit. Here comes Jimmy Shane, hard down the front straightaway. Boat's so light on its feet, beautiful water conditions. His spotter will tell him there's a boat in front of him. That is J. Michael Kelly. Derek right in front of you, the blue and white.
Yeah, J. Michael Kelly leading now these two other Madison boats, but even though we're still in the race before the race motion, it really looks like that Home Street boat and Jimmy Shane are just content to be on the outside. I don't anticipate them trying to get any inside further than lane 3 where they're at right now.
I don't either, Derek. I think you've got it exactly right, and Jimmy kind of alluded to it. They've run this big course setup, as they talk about it, and one of the big components of that is the bigger wheel, the bigger propeller. Wind it up. It may not accelerate as fast as maybe another setup, but once they get it up to speed and he winds it up, it's proven to be really, really fast.
2 minutes and 8 seconds until the start of heat number 5 for the Unlimiteds. Oh, we've got an incursion in the Esco Electric infield through the DMZ. Is Bernard in the 91, Goodman Real Estate onto the front stretch, just in front of J. Michael Kelly. Down at the bottom of the course, Jimmy Shane in the Home Street's going to cut front to back.
Yeah, keep an eye on Kelly here. This might be a little interesting.
Minute 45.
I think Kelly would like to be on the inside, but I also think he's got to come all the way down now at a minute 40. I think they're going to have to come all the way down here to the bottom end, so I don't think Mike can move.
Watch the 80-mile-an-hour situation with the two boats coming down the front stretch.
I think they're going to be okay. They're inside a minute 30, have not yet got to the entrance pin. Bernard's going to get there in probably 2-1 mark. He is there at 120, so
could be good.
He'll have to play it a little bit close to the vest, Derek. He's going out a little bit wide, knowing Kelly's still outside of it.
Yeah, really is interesting to see this. We know Shane is going to be in that number 3 lane. So the question here is this jockeying for positioning between Bernard and J. Michael Kelly. And right now, everything seems to be holding as it has been the last lap or so.
Watch on the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch.
Shane had his foot in it for a while now. He seems to ease into a nice groove. He's been the most consistent, hitting the marks, scoring up, hitting the start-finish line right on time.
35 seconds. Heat 5 for the H1 Unlimiteds. Heading up the backstretch now, getting into turn number 3 for Sun Pacific Energy. The Shell Sun Market turn, Goodman Real Estate, and Bernard. Bernard puts his foot into it. 21 seconds to the start. J. Michael Kelly in lane number 2, and the Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities. On the outside, Jimmy Shane in lane number 3 in the 1, Home Street Bank. And the countdown is on to heat number 5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Good start. It is a clean start. The boat speed is on the outside, as it has been all weekend long. In lane number 3, it's Jimmy Shane in the Home Street.
It is Jimmy Shane in the Home Street. But let me tell you, you can throw a blanket across all 3 of these boats and take you down here. And again, with all the boats off to the left, it is you, Derek.
Yeah, he is just sailing. Jimmy Shane, that is, along the outside. He figured he might give up a little bit on inside that Tire Factory turn number 2 to either Bernard or J. Michael Kelly, but Jimmy Shane in that Miss Home Street still able to maintain what appears maybe a boat or 2-length lead.
And we lost J. Michael Kelly in the hallway for just a minute as they were coming through the exit pin of Tire Factory turn number 2. They're up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch, and it's going to be the race leader on the outside, Jimmy Shane in the Home Street. On the inside, Jeff Bernard's going to edge in front of J. Michael Kelly. Kelly in 2, Bernard in lane 1. As they get to the exit pin of turn number 4, again, a boat to boat to boat, deck to deck to deck race right now. But on the outside, he's pulling away down the front stretch. It's Jimmy Shane in first place. Second place is Bernard, but J. Michael Kelly's going to challenge.
Yeah, J. Michael Kelly is right with him. He's back by about a boat length, maybe 2, as they get to the entrance pin. Derek, coming to you. This is anybody's race.
Oh, yeah, call him deck to deck right now. I think he might take it in this turn. He is now in second, as far as I can tell, maybe half a boat length behind Jimmy Shane out in that outside lane number 3 as they work now along the Griggs backstretch.
Boy, those 3 boats were so tight at the exit pit of Tire Factory turn number 2.
Lap number 1, 154.546, 152 for the 91. They are cooking.
And it is the lead on the outside with Jimmy Shane, but J. Michael Kelly's holding on to that second place in lane number 2, just beside him. All of the boats will even up a little bit more as they get to the exit pit of turn number 4 onto the front stretch, but Jimmy Shane able to hold that speed around the outside of the course, and he has a half a rooster tail lead over J. Michael Kelly.
Lap 2,
Can
153.
JMK challenge?
He's going to give it a go. He's back about half a rooster tail, as you said. Shane's starting to open it up a little bit, but Kelly's not going to go away. Shane to the entrance pin right now. Kelly's still right now, right with him. He doesn't have a lot of room to work with, though, Derek. He's tightened that hole.
No, this turn will be where he makes his move if he can, and again, nearly flawless performance it seems so far from Jimmy Shane, and now we're seeing Bernard try and creep up on that inside lane down the Griggs backstretch, potentially challenging for that second place position.
It is the final lap. Can J. Michael Kelly challenge in lane number 2 as they dive into the Shell Sun Market turn number 3 at the top end of the course? The race leaders on the